Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Coach to Coach show with Alease. Today we have a special guest, and I'm so excited for you guys to experience this today. But today I'm gonna let him introduce himself. But today I want to make sure you guys get all the best information out there. The easiest way to live stream on Facebook. So let me get all the shares out the way. We probably have Cheryl popping in also. She's going to help us with the shares, but I want to make sure I share into the group, and then we'll get started right away. Okay. Oh dear, look like I've done the sharing. All right, so let's turn the music off. And let's welcome Geige. Hey!
Hey, Alease, thanks for having me on.
Awesome. So, Geige, do me a favor and introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself and why I have you on.
Sure. Yeah, it's a good place to start. My name's Geige Vandentop. My background is in electrical engineering, but obviously I'm very involved in software now. I'm from the States originally, but I'm living in Canada now. And I am one of the co-creators of what we're on right now, StreamYard. And the other creator's name is Dan. And together, while we were in university, we started working on just video products in general, and then eventually landed on StreamYard and went full time on that. And that's what we're working on now. And the whole point of StreamYard is to just make live streaming more accessible to the masses, essentially. We found that most of the tools out there were either too complex or didn't really have enough features for what we thought the average user needed. So there's things that are super complex that can do everything you need, and there's things that are very basic, but there wasn't quite something that fit the bill, I thought, for your just typical marketer that wanted an easy way to go live. So that's why Dan and I made StreamYard.
And it is absolutely wonderful. I absolutely love it. So you have a couple of people saying, hey, I know you cannot see the comments on that side, but Amika says, hey, we have Cheryl who is viewing us from Sacramento, California. And then we have Tyree who is popping in from Rochester, New York. So I'm pretty sure all the members, Cheryl, Tyree, I know Tyree definitely used the StreamYard for the first time. I think Amika is going to try it out soon. So you do have people who are users right now.
Awesome. Thanks for watching.
I also want to say, guys, that this is the first time I am live streaming on multiple platforms. So right now you guys can view us on Periscope, on YouTube, also on my personal page and my business page, and then I shared it inside the group. So I am like really excited about this. We have someone from Oklahoma. I've never had an Oklahoma visit, so this is awesome. Good job. So guys, here's what we're going to do. Geige is going to teach you guys, basically walk you through some of the features of StreamYard. And I think this is the best way to have the founder do this for you instead of me trying to do it. And if you have questions about what he's showing you, how to use it, then go ahead and put them in the comment section. And then I can make sure I can address that either during the presentation or after the presentation. Is that cool, Geige?
Yeah, perfect.
Awesome. So let me get this together.
Oh, yeah.
You have the floor.
Awesome. So before we get into StreamYard, I think it's always good to start with why should you live stream in general, right? So personally, I think StreamYard is an awesome tool, but what's really important is I think just getting into live streaming in general, whether that's with StreamYard or just on your phone. Like there's different times to use both. So for the past few months, Dan and I have always known there's a big benefit to live streaming, but I was never great at articulating why, probably because I'm more of a nerd rather than a marketer. But I came across a gentleman by the name of Frank Kern that is a very good marketer who spoke about live streaming, and he had some really interesting insights about it. So why should you live stream? The algorithms on lots of these social media platforms like Facebook and YouTube changed not so long ago. It used to be if you just had a page with a bunch of followers, you'd get a bunch of organic reach no matter what, just because you had people following the page. But that's not really the case anymore. Now what really matters is engagement. So Facebook's smart, like their algorithms are smart. So whenever you push out content, Facebook's #1 goal is to keep people on Facebook seeing ads. So what Facebook wants is people engaging with your content and watching your videos longer, and they reward you with that by giving you organic reach. And this is good for most people because it used to be, it sort of levels the playing field, right? Like it used to be just very large pages. Once you're a large page, you just get tons of reach for free. And now it's, as long as you're engaging people, Facebook's going to continue to give you more and more organic reach based on the content of your streams. And one of the best ways to get engagement is through live video because it's very engaging for people. You can ask questions, you're directly speaking to your audience, and it's still being prioritized by these platforms. So Facebook, YouTube, all these things are continuing to push live video. So it's a great way for you to get organic reach as a business owner or a marketer.
Agree.
And not only is it effective as far as reach, it's also really time effective. So everyone knows that video in general is good, but I don't know how many of you have ever tried to produce or cut up a video. It takes a long time. Like, yeah, it takes a long time. Like a 5-minute video, it's like you watch it like, oh, how hard is that to make? It's like, well, try making it. It takes a while to sort of cut things up and make a nice video. And that's why live streaming is so great. You do it once, right? One cut, and you make mistakes, but people are forgiving because they know it's live, and that's just part of the medium. So you get all this benefit of it being video and it being live video, so you get extra reach. And not only that, it takes way less time. So you'll get an hour. You can make an hour-long video in an hour. And if you make an hour-long video that's not live, it's going to take you a lot longer than an hour. And not only is it time effective, it lives on, right? So you have this recording on Facebook or this recording on YouTube that you can sort of cut up and repurpose and even make ads from that live video. So if you have a live video that did really well, you can sort of cut it up and use that as an ad or just repurpose it on other platforms, which is awesome. So now that I hopefully have told you guys on live streaming, we can start talking about StreamYard. So the great thing about StreamYard compared to going live native on your phone is I think it makes it, like these things we talked about, like engagement, I think it makes it a lot easier to be engaging because it's sometimes intimidating to just be live, right? You're on the phone, you got to come up with something interesting to say. So you can sort of alleviate that pressure by using a tool like StreamYard because you can bring in a guest like we've done today and sort of have a conversation. And that's sort of an easy way to get into live streaming, to become more comfortable with talking on camera and going live. So to get started on StreamYard, it's pretty easy. You just go to StreamYard.com and you just type in your email and we'll send you a code. And the codes are kind of cool because most sites make you create a password, but Dan and I have seen like countless security issues with lots of different websites over the years, right? Where passwords get leaked or things happen and there's just security issues. So we decided to not use passwords. Like you don't use a password to log in. Every time you want to log in, we email you a code. So you never have to choose a password with us. And there's no chance of us ever leaking your password because we don't have it. And it's not too inconvenient because you stay logged in for a long time, right? So several months, you won't have to do the code again. But every time you want to log in, we just email you a code. And then once you're logged in, you'll see the dashboard and be prompted to add a destination. So recently, like Alease is using today, we added restreaming, which is kind of cool. So Restream's a separate product. And if you're just starting out, I wouldn't recommend diving into Restream yet. I'd probably start getting comfortable on just YouTube or Facebook or something like that. But once you're comfortable, go ahead and check that out because it is nice. You can go live on YouTube and Facebook and things at the same time. So all you have to do here is decide what you want to stream to and select it. And I haven't shown it, but you'll just be prompted basically to give permissions on Facebook and things like that. And then you'll have your destination connected. And then once you have a destination connected, you can start going live. So what you're looking at now is what you get prompted with when you go to create a broadcast. So as you can see here, you can either go live right away or you can schedule it for later. I find scheduling is a good idea just because it gives you time to sort of promote the stream and share it beforehand. So when you create the broadcast and schedule it for later, StreamYard generates 2 links. So this is important to note. So you'll have your StreamYard link, which is what you will use to go into the studio and go live. And then you have the Facebook link, which is where people will watch. So to be clear, people don't watch on StreamYard. They watch on Facebook or YouTube or wherever you're streaming to. So if you're going to interview someone, they get the StreamYard link. But for anyone that's watching, that's the Facebook link, and you'll want to share out that Facebook link, not the StreamYard link. And then once you hit create broadcast, you'll have this nice little, I didn't give this a very good title, but you'll have a little entry on your dashboard representing the stream and when it's starting, and you can enter the broadcast studio at any time. And that studio looks something like this. So you'll see your own camera at the bottom there, and you can add yourself to the stream by just clicking it. And your guest will appear there as well. And same with your screen. If you decide to share a screen, you'll see that there, and you'll be able to add them to the stream or remove them from the stream and things like that. And then we also have this cool section called branding. So if you select the branding tab inside the studio, you'll be able to change your brand colors or upload overlays or change your logo and things like that. And once you've branded your stream, you're pretty much good to go. And you can, let me see if I can show them on the slide. I'll go back one. And so once you're branded and everything, you can go live whenever your stream is scheduled, and you're pretty much good to go.
Easy breezy. It is the easiest platform I have ever experienced. And I'm not even going to name the other people that I've used, but it is super easy. I think my favorite part is the branding. How easy it is to upload, how to put the overlay, that, behind the scenes I'm doing something else, but you can't see me because it's easy just to put it on top of it. But I absolutely love it.
Great. Yeah.
You do have a couple of questions.
Perfect. Yeah.
Let me see. Nessie, I think I'm saying her name right. Let me find it. Well, you got all these comments coming in. Makes it a little hard to find. Oh, Nessie had a question about how many cameras are we using? And I mean, I can easily answer that question for you, Nessie. And I'm using my own camera. So one camera, I'm using a HD webcam. I'm not sure what you're using, Geige.
Yeah, I think HD webcam, Logitech C920 camera.
So just one camera. So he is actually broadcasting from his location, and I'm broadcasting from my location. And again, like it's just so easy for the two of us to go live, right? So yeah, webcam, HD webcam. Cheryl says, and I think you sort of answered this, but she might have missed it.
Yeah.
Why should you go live?
Yes. So it's a good question. So the main reason, like I said before, is that the algorithms on these platforms have kind of changed, and they really care about engagement, and they're also prioritizing live video. So number one reason is to create engagement. So you go live, and as long as it's also very important that you create value. So whatever your stream, even it doesn't just apply to live video, whatever you post on social media, it should be valuable content, or else it's going to be difficult for you to get organic engagement, because Facebook, their algorithm monitors that. Like if people are reacting positively to your content, they will give you more organic reach. So you should focus on making good content no matter what. But live video is a great way to do that, just because it's extremely time effective. And then it's also prioritized by Facebook. And then you can do interesting things like Alease and I are doing, where you interview someone and then questions are great for engagement, right? Because that's part of the algorithm, right? Because every time someone comments, Facebook's like, oh, that must be interesting. People are commenting on it. So it's good for those types of reasons.
Yeah, it's powerful. It has really changed my brain altogether. I think when you mentioned about doing pre-recorded videos and all the editing it takes to do it, man, that used to kick my butt. And it was so overwhelming to do the editing, because you wanted the intro and you wanted, the fade-ins, and then you would cut, you would cut certain parts out. It would take all day to do a 15-minute video that was, well enough to upload to other places. So
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
live streaming took the stress out of, hey, if something happens, it just happens. I'm just gonna go with it. And I like more live streaming than pre-recorded videos anyway. So it gives you the more authenticness of the
Yeah,
post.
absolutely. And that's important in this day and age too. People are sort of becoming more suspicious of what's an ad and what's not an ad. And it's very hard to fake a live video, right? It's live. You can't cut it. You can't, like, people will figure out who you are pretty quick when you're going live. So I think that
Yes.
as long as you know what you're doing, that benefits you. So
Yeah. And again, StreamYard makes that process a lot easier. Makes you come across really professional. Like, I get a lot of questions about, what are you using? What is that platform? How do you do this? And my husband took a picture of me while I was live streaming, and I got so many emails about, what is the equipment you're using? How do you do this? All this kind of stuff from a picture, from one picture, right? So,
awesome.
Yeah. So Nessie has another question, and she says, how do you get past Facebook terms of service agreement when you're streaming to multiple platforms? And again, you sort of answered that, but.
Yeah, so that's another good question. So honestly, it's a confusing point. So for individual users, it's not something you have to worry about. As far as, again, look at the terms yourself. But as far as I know, as a user, you're allowed to stream to Facebook and YouTube at the same time. Where the rules get complicated is for people like me, developers. So that's why we integrate with this other company called Restream, is because I don't know what they've done or what agreement they have with Facebook, but for whatever reason, they're able to do restreaming. So StreamYard doesn't actually restream the broadcast. They just send it to this other product. So that's how I get around the service agreement. Restream, I don't know. They must have a deal with Facebook or something like that.
Yeah. And they have what I thought was really odd or strange, because at first, Facebook put out this restriction that you could not post to your personal page anymore. So like, I was using a buffer to just post my personal page. But with Restream, you can actually live stream to your personal page, which I thought, like, oh, I guess live streaming is okay, but posting is not okay.
And again, this stuff is always changing. So for all I know, maybe that will change with Restream. I don't know. But as for right now, they are able to do it for whatever reason. So that's why
I'm okay with that. I'm so okay with it. But I thought, that is strange. So April has a question, and I'm not really, maybe you might understand what she's asking, but I'm not sure. But here's April says, so if you were interviewing someone, what's on the main screen?
Okay, so maybe she's asking about, what the interface looks like. So what Alease and I see right now is StreamYard. So you're watching us on Facebook. So we see what you're seeing on Facebook as well. It sort of just looks like this area that's like the main screen for Alease and I, but we also see some other things like our own cameras, and Alease has a bunch of controls where she can change layouts and highlight people or comments and things like that you don't see. So if you're interviewing someone, what you see on the main screen is what you're seeing on Facebook, and then you see, if you're the host, additional controls and things like that. And we also have a private chat between the two of us that we can type in and things like that.
Yeah, it makes you look like, if you guys ever have sat behind, okay, so my church is really like fancy. They have like multiple broadcasts. I go to Elevation here in Charlotte, right? And so Elevation has this full-fledged broadcast. And if you sit behind you get to see the broadcaster people, I don't know how to say it. It's just like you can change screens. Like right now, you guys are seeing Geige and I in a split screen. If I change over, you get to see us a lot smaller with more background in the back. If I wanted to, it could just be me. It just gives you more control of how people view you.
Yeah.
And my coach also taught me, and he's into, broadcasting as well, is that when you're able to change from one scene to the next, it gives people more visual interest instead of being static. So when I go, I don't want to make y'all have motion sickness or anything, but when we go full screen like this, it's a little interesting. And then if I go back to the smaller squares with the black background, it gives this more visual interest. So again, it makes you come across a whole lot more professional than just a static looking stream. One thing that I have not tried yet is to bring in multiple people into the interviewing, more than just you. So having three, having 3 or more people. So that's another thing I don't think you talked about. That how many people can you interview at one time?
So up to 6 participants, including yourself. So you and 5 other people can all be at the screen on screen at once. And I've seen people do it, but it's you need to probably do some prep beforehand to make sure people aren't talking over each other and things like that. But if you're prepared, it's a very engaging, interesting thing to see 6 people having a conversation on screen.
I don't think I have 6 friends that will pop live. I mean, 5 friends that will pop on and do this live.
Yeah, it's quite a few. Also, April, just to answer your question, if you're curious what like the studio looks like and whatnot, I should have mentioned that as well. Is StreamYard has a paid version, but it's also a completely free version as well. Like you'll have our branding in the top corner, but if you just want to check it out to see if you like it or not, it's totally free to try and things like that. You don't have to put a credit card in or anything like that.
Yeah, if you guys want to try StreamYard, you can go to aleasemichelle.com/theyard, and you can find using that stream. All right, so you have Amika has a question as well, and she says, so are you only viewing on Facebook Live right now? And that is no. We are actually streaming also on YouTube, on Periscope, inside my business page, and on my personal page. This automatically streams out. As soon as I go live, it goes to those 4 different platforms. The other platform that I had to share to was with my inside of my group. So right now it is viewing all on those multiple platforms at the same time. Now that is absolutely wonderful. Like, yay. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, so the way that's done is again, probably when you're learning, just start with one. But if you want to go to multiple, you can hook up this other program that's not our own called Restream. And basically we connect to Restream and grab the comments from them. So you'll see comments populate. If you're using Restream, you'll see comments come in from Facebook and YouTube and all those platforms and be able to show them on screen.
Yeah, because right now we're only seeing comments from Facebook, and I understand that because this is my first time really live streaming to YouTube and Periscope, but I can see as I continue to do this that we'll have comments coming from multiple platforms. And I love let me just say this, okay guys, y'all understand that I really like this platform. How beautiful everything looks. Even the comments, like the little circle with the F, everything just looks so clean and pretty, like pretty. Like I'm a graphic designer, so if you didn't know that, that's one of my big things.
Awesome. I can't take credit. Dan did most of the design work on those things, but yeah, I agree. It looks nice.
Yeah. So, okay, Robert, I think, has a question as well. We got a lot of questions coming in. So Robert says, can you do multiple camera to switch between wide shot and tight shot? Man, these are fancy questions.
So it's a good question, Robert. So we've tried to keep StreamYard fairly simple. So you'll have the best experience if it's just you and guests and all of you are using one camera. Technically, you could do this by having, like I can change, I think I only have one camera hooked up, but you can change your camera at any time. So I could change cameras. It's kind of a clunky experience. Like I wouldn't recommend trying to do dynamic shots. What I would recommend instead is that, like, say, have someone on a phone that's helping you out that has some other shot on their phone and bring them into the broadcast. And that would be a good way to switch between different camera shots and things like that. But then as you saw before, like Alease did, you have the option to change layouts, and that sort of goes to a tight shot, right? And then if you go, yeah, like this would be a tight shot if I'm understanding you correctly. And then you can switch back to the wider shot.
That's a fancy question right there. See what else we have. Thank you guys for asking these wonderful questions today. I really appreciate this.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes it fun to easier to come up with content when people ask questions. So it's good.
I see you can change screen. Nice. April says nice to have 6 people on at one time. Okay, so Lynette has a question. She says, I'm on the free version and I like it. Sorry, jumping in late. She apologizes. Can I do multiple live streaming with the paid version? Yeah,
I guess I should have clarified that. So that is one of the paid features. So On the free version, there's not any limits to the amount of live streaming you can do or anything like that. So you can still have the 6 participants, and you have all the layouts. You can go to Facebook or YouTube or custom RTMP, which I won't get into because it's kind of complex. But to get overlays, which is basically you can throw stuff up on screen, or custom logo or backgrounds, that's part of the paid version. And so is this integration with this platform called Restream is also part of the paid plan. So yes, you can only do multi-live streaming with the paid plan. With one exception, actually. If you want to go through the hoops of using the custom RTMP, technically you could use the custom RTMP to send it to something like Restream or Caster, and then you wouldn't have to pay us. You'd still have the duck in the corner, but it's just not as smooth of an experience, and you won't get the comments pulled in. But you could do restreaming that way. You just won't get comments.
All right, so I'm going to plug that I think everyone should go to the paid version because I love StreamYard, but I want my own branding on my own stream. And so when you want to have your own branding, again, guys, we have to start thinking of ourselves of having our own show. And with your own show, you want people to always know what show they're viewing, who you are. And so as we're building our brand online, how do we distinguish ourselves from other people? And let me tell you guys, there's so many people now, I'm going to be 100 with you, right? So many people are cheap these days. And so they're trying, and I understand your budget might not be like everybody else, but this is only $25 a month. And to make your brand stand out among everybody else's online, then this is a very cheap investment. I mean, very inexpensive. Let me use the word inexpensive, not cheap. Inexpensive investment to have. And then you get to do so many other things that you can't do with the free version. Again, I think the capabilities that you can do with the free version, I was very impressed, even with the free version. Like, you could do so much. But again, I just immediately went into the paid version because I know when you start adding new features, that tends to be the paid version. So might as well just hop on the bandwagon. Again, guys, it's only $25 a month. If you are interested, go to aleasemichelle.com/the yard so you guys can sign up and join the yard like the rest of us. Okay?
That's another important thing to note too is we're still in beta right now, so we're constantly making things better. So you will continue to see more exciting things come out from us. Like what StreamYard is today, there's more features are going to be added rapidly. Some of those will be paid, and some of them will also be part of the free. But yeah,
just do the paid version, guys. All right. So Barb has a question: does your live viewer count take into all Facebook destinations you are streaming to?
Yeah, that's a good question, Barb. So what you're seeing on Facebook, so your viewers on Facebook will see how many people are watching on Facebook. Your viewers on YouTube will see how many people are watching on YouTube. But what Alease, I can't see it because I'm a guest, but what Alease should be seeing is Restream's report of the viewer count, and Restream adds all those viewers together. So Alease should be seeing the total. So whoever's broadcasting, you'll see the total viewer count, but your viewers will see how many people are watching on whatever platform they're watching.
That is awesome. So I would just say right now, this is the most viewers I've had on, and it makes sense because it is counting everyone from YouTube, from Periscope, from Facebook, all of those all together at one time. That's great. That's awesome to know. Man, I am so excited. All right, so one of my past students, Miss Najwa, has a question. She says, happy Tuesday. Do you recommend headphones when interviewing? The sound quality isn't bad without. I guess you mean without headphones or whatever.
Yeah, so it's not absolutely necessary. So if you don't, like, Alease doesn't have headphones right now, and it's working fine. To absolutely minimize possibilities of complications or things like that, it's not a bad idea to just have headphones, because sometimes you'll have someone that has super loud speakers or something that's feeding into the mic, and you'll get echo and things like that. So as a general rule, not a bad idea to just always use headphones, or if you're experiencing echo, to grab headphones. but not absolutely necessary because the program itself should cancel out echo and things like that. It's just sometimes it'll take a second. If there is feedback, it'll notice that there's feedback and then get rid of it, but not absolutely necessary, but definitely recommended.
Oh, that's a good point. Really good point. So when I hear echoing from other people, like I should have put on headphones.
That will help. Yeah, that will get rid of it entirely. Actually, if everyone in the broadcast has headphones, there won't be echo.
Oh, good point. That was a good question. Oh my gosh. All right. So Kima, who is our award-winning film person, like award-winning, she's awesome. She has a question and she says, "Can you do a single shot of one person?" Yeah, let me see how this works. Okay, I've never done it. So Kima, that's just me. Yes, you can do one single shot, and then I can go back to Geige and I, and then we can go back to the smaller screen. I don't know what do you call this screen right here?
I think we call it group view, Hollywood Squares view. I don't know.
Hollywood.
We don't have an official name.
Yeah, that's a good. I like that. All right. Najwa says this is dope that the questions actually appear on screen. So I like that too. So let me see, what else do we have? Lynette says she plans to get the paid version. Oh, Kima has another question. Kima says, can you put up PowerPoints and things like that? Yes, Kima, you missed it. Let me show Geige's PowerPoint. Oh, there it is. So yeah. Kima, this is his PowerPoint slide. He's able to share the screen from his view. If I was doing a PowerPoint slide, I would be able to upload and share my screen as well. What I've noticed though, with like if you use PowerPoint, when you go live or to share your screen, however the words, I'm not using the correct words, it covers up the entire screen. So you won't be able to see yourself. But then when I realized if I upload my slides into Google Slides, then I'm able to split the screen so I can see myself, and then I can also see the Google Slides as well. So yeah, you can. I know that's a
good point. That's definitely a good point. Another way to get around it is if you have two monitors, that makes it very easy as well, because you can just put the slides on one monitor and then stream on the other one. But yeah, not everyone has two monitors.
Yeah. See, again, Geige is techie. Two monitors. Who has that? Good question, Kima. So let's see. Do we have any more? You guys, again, thank you for all these awesome questions today. So cuts back. Oh, Lynette says she did not know that you could pay monthly.
Yeah, you can choose to pay monthly or annually. You'll get a discount if you decide to go on the annual, but yeah, you can just pay monthly if you want.
See? Kima has another question. Kima again is my superstar. So she Kima was a college professor along with me as well. She taught film and video. Okay. Yeah. So Kima's next question, this is a good one. Can you do it in a private group, like a course or tutoring?
Yes.
You can. It just won't record the screen though with it. So
what
you
think? You mean like a private Facebook group? Yeah.
Or what I think what she's saying is almost like, can we just do this live? I mean, can we just use this like Zoom sort of like a meeting?
Oh, you could. It's not like what we've designed it for. But if you wanted to, yeah, you could make a test broadcast and then just invite people to talk to you at that link. Another interesting thing you can do that not very many people do, just because I don't think we've done a very good job letting people know about it, is what you can do is make a broadcast to YouTube that's unlisted and then embed it on your own site or something like that, which is kind of cool. So if you wanted to have sort of like a private stream, you could create a broadcast on YouTube and embed it on your own WordPress site or something like that. And then, so people on YouTube wouldn't naturally discover it, but if you just wanted to have people watch on your own website and only them know about it, that'd be a good way to do that.
Yeah, I like that. That's a great workaround. Hope that answers your question, Kima. If you have questions on that and how to do that, just let me know. Yeah, that's a really nice way, because you are now teaching on your own platform. You're using YouTube, but it's on your own platform kind of thing. So
Yeah.
if you have questions on that, Kima, I can help you with that. Right. So let's see. I got another question. You okay? You okay, Geige? You good?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. So Amika says, can you still add music after video is done?
Okay, so I'm going to guess two different ways to interpret this question. So if you mean, can you use like the editors on these tools like Facebook and on YouTube? Yes. So if you went live to YouTube, you can edit the video on YouTube after the fact. So you'd be able to add music, you'd be able to cut it, you'd be able to do all that stuff if you want to do that. I generally don't, just because it's time consuming and I like just going live in just one take. But yeah, you can do that. If you mean, I'm not sure how else to interpret. I guess you could also, you could just stay live and then start playing music as well, if that's what you mean. So you could take us off screen and then play music. Yeah, that would work as well.
One of the questions I got about the music thing is when I do the overlay, like just having, that little slide that I created of us, and I have music in the background, people have asked me about that. And basically what I've done is I open up a tab in YouTube and play royalty-free music in the background. So that gives me time to share the video. So she might be asking that too. How do you play music in the background?
Yeah. And that's a great way to do it.
Yeah, I just open up another tab on my computer in YouTube. Some of you might have music somewhere else on your computer. And so my speakers from my computer are actually picking up from the mic. I don't know the technical term, but it works.
Yeah, and we're hoping to make that a bit easier too. Like we plan on adding the ability to upload videos and music files, so that will sort of make it a bit easier than having to play it through your speaker or to play it through your mic and things like that. But right now, what Alease is doing is the best way to accomplish that.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Y'all find out stuff that I don't know. All right, so Donald has this question. Is it a good idea to wear blue frame glasses as opposed to some other color glasses? He just kidding. Let me just tell you this, Donald. Blue is one of my signature colors, and blue is my favorite color. I do have some other glasses around here. I have some black ones, I have some green ones, but everyone recognizes me with these blue frames, so I'm just stuck with it. But they become one of my signature. Say again?
I said blue frame glasses are the ideal glasses to go with when you go live.
Yeah. Good question. So Google Slides. Show asks how much is StreamYard? We sort of talked about that, but if you want to say it again.
Yeah, sure. So there's the free version of StreamYard, which is obviously $0, but you'll have our branding and you won't have all the features. If you pay monthly, it's $25 a month. And if you go for annual billing instead, it's $20 a month. So those are all the options.
Look, y'all, easy, breezy, good. Robert says, what about the connection? How reliable is it?
So that's a good question too, Robert. So you're always at the mercy of sort of your guests and your own connection, right? So if your guest is streaming from their phone on a bus and with bad internet, I mean, you're going to have, well, I mean, it depends. 4G is pretty impressive now. Sometimes it works fine. So it might be fine. But if it's totally dependent on how good your own internet is and how good your guest's internet is. So I always recommend, if you're using Wi-Fi, make sure you're relatively close to the router. Make sure you don't have your family all watching Netflix at the same time you're going live, and all that stuff will help you have a better experience. But so long as your connection to StreamYard is good, the connection is highly reliable.
Yes, it is. I had one like boo-boo one day and my internet just went out. As soon as I went live, it just went out. And so luckily the person that I was interviewing had already signed up for StreamYard. So I gave him permission to do the live on one of my pages. And I mean, he had never used it himself, and that was his first time using it. And again, guys, that lets you know how easy this platform is. He was able to figure it out within less than 10 minutes on how to actually do everything that he needed to do. And then when my internet popped up, I was able to join him as like a guest. because he was, you know how it works. But yeah, just I would always say always have a plan B just in case your internet goes out.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, so I think the last question is going to come from Iona. She had a, well, I don't know if she has a question in here. She wrote a lot, so let me just explain it. So Iona says, signing up for the paid version now. I want to use this for my podcast and private groups. StreamYard seems to make it easy for a technical challenged person like me to go live. I've also loved audio only because I don't like video, but I've realized I've been missing out not going live to my audience. Thank you, Alease, for bringing Geige on to teach us and train us.
Thanks. It's a very nice comment. And just as an FYI, I mean, if you really don't want to be on camera, you could always just turn off your cam and you could just be a little audio thing like this. So that's always an option. I think camera is generally a good choice just because people like seeing people on camera, but you don't have to.
Right. And then JR, JR was the person who had to go live because my internet went out. He says exactly, it was very easy to use. Yeah, and I think he uses it now to go live all the time now.
Yeah, what a good sport. That's cool that he just sort of picked up and ran with it and let you get your internet sorted and then join. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's good. Well, Geige, I want to say thank you so much for just answering all these questions today and just demoing and showing us how wonderful StreamYard is. I knew how great it was in the beginning. I'm just so glad that all the rest of the people who hopped on realized how awesome it is. I want all of us to be, StreamYard users. I want this to be a platform that becomes like, just like Zoom or Be Live. I did not mean to say that word, but
that's fine. You can say whatever you want. But
go ahead.
We're pretty big now, so yeah, we're not that far. I mean, Zoom is huge. Zoom is a giant company, but we're not that much smaller than Be Live anymore. So yeah, we're
yeah. You guys have and I found out about StreamYard through one of my clients who was using it, and she was using the free version. So let me just tell you, the free version is awesome because you get to figure out what they are actually using. So she had the free version, and I saw the logo. And then I went and did the search, and then I just signed up that day. I was like, this is like the bomb. The audio is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I think that's probably one of my favorite things is the audio is always good. I mean, I have a mic right now, but it is always good. So I am very impressed.
Awesome. That's good to hear.
Very impressed. All right, guys. So I want to say again, thank you guys for joining us today on the Coach to Coach show. I want to thank Geige for showing us, demonstrating, answering your questions. And again, guys, if you're interested in joining StreamYard, go to AleaseMichelle.com/the yard. All right. So you guys have an awesome and blessed day. And we'll be talking to you later. Peace out.
Thanks so much.